Now, 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 as you could probably imagine how grateful I am that she started waiting for me, and she was afraid if she left those guys who were cheating on her, who were physically abusing her, emotionally abusing her, she was afraid if she left them, she'd miss out on love. But the only way we would have missed out on love is if she stayed with these guys who loved sex more than they loved her, just staying in these relationships, blindly hoping it's going to improve. But she had that respect to step out. And when I met this girl, she was free. She wasn't just available. She was free, confident, independent, pure, mature, and it was just wildly attractive. And I think with girls long for love. Everyone wants love. But I think sometimes a girl may want love so much, she can shoot herself in the foot. And it happens different ways. Like one way is like if a girl goes from relationship to relationship to relationship and never sits still. My brother and I, when we were kids, we'd play this game called lava, right? You take all the cushions off the couch and you like throw them on the floor and you have to jump from cushion to cushion. You jump on a cushion, you jump on the cat, you jump on a cushion. Yeah, you still play? Okay. You can't step between or like you die. And unfortunately, some girls date like that, where they go from boy to boy to boy to boy to boy. By the time the girl gets to college, she has no clue who she is because she's defined her whole identity by the boy she's been clinging to for emotional security. Maybe she confuses their physical affection with love. Maybe she's looking for love her dad never gave her. But either way, a girl needs to find her independence as a woman. Then she can receive and give the kind of love that she's been longing for. But the number one way, from a guy's perspective, that girls ruin their chances of getting real intimacy is if a girl thinks that dressing modestly is a joke. I'll admit, I'm a guy. I don't know the pressure you girls are under to look and eat and dress a certain way. I mean, we were watching TV a while back, and a Barbie doll commercial came on. So I was like, dude, I have to get that Barbie. So I went to the store and got the Barbie. Shut up. Yeah, I've got issues. No, this is, I don't remember her name. It was like Botox, collagen, silicone Barbie or something. But, girls are told from the ages of like 3 and up, behold womanhood. You too can be a woman, okay? Just eat 3 croutons a day, all right? You dress like a collection of body parts, and girl, you're gonna find love. And so what does every beer commercial, every billboard basically tell women about their bodies? It basically tells girls like, you're too fat. You're too skinny. You're too fat and too skinny. You're a real piece of work. Just constantly, girls are told your body is trash. Hate your body. 5 minutes later, they tell you worship your body. And during that confusion and a girl's sincere desire to find love and be found beautiful, she may look at Cosmo and 17 magazine, thinks, well, that's a cute outfit. Maybe if I dress like that, I'll meet a nice guy, and maybe we'll find love. Well, it sounds like it makes sense, but what happens is this. If we guys are very visual when it comes to sexuality. And if we see a girl walking down the street dressed like this, let's say she's got one of those new short skirts they have that you can mistake for a wide belt, you know what I'm talking about? They're like belly buttons sticking out, and her top's made of like saran wrap or whatever this is, and spaghetti straps. And we see her walking down the street. We think that she's trying to tell us, like, hey, boys, the greatest thing about me is my body. And we'll look at her, and we'll be like, I agree. That's a nice body. But if her sexual value is the first thing that draws me to a woman, I might think that that's the best thing she has to offer. Forget her friends and her dreams and her family. I want to get to know the body. And a guy might say or do whatever necessary to get access to her body, and if she gives him access thinking, oh, maybe he'll like me more, usually what happens is the guy loses respect because he gets bored. He moves on, and she's left there thinking, well, maybe if I'd been skinnier, he would have liked me more. Maybe if I'd done more with him sexually, he would have stayed longer. He might not have stayed longer, but he would have used her longer, but her heart's made for better kind of love than that. And guys get used too. We all know the pressures go both ways. But with modesty, I'm not saying like girls, I want you to look as ugly as physically possible. I don't want you girls like show up at your prom like with this, this huge dress on, and your boyfriend sees you. He's like, modesty, wow, girl, you're looking good there in your shapeless plaid ankle-length jumper, hey, that's a nice potato sack, stay home. I mean, modesty does not mean a girl tries to look ugly. It doesn't dampen down your allure. Modesty means a girl takes the beauty of womanhood and uses it to teach men about her dignity. Because I tell you, I never knew how to treat a girl till I dated one in college who dressed modestly, and it was captivating. Because you could take her seriously as a woman because she wasn't trying to constantly make boys gawk at her body so she'd feel secure. And she had a good figure. She could have dressed like, hey, boys, check it out. But the way she dressed said like, hey, boys, frankly, I'm worth waiting to see. And under that humility was something radiant you could not get bored with, because that girl had that deeper reverence for herself. By the way a girl dresses, by the way a girl dances, you can tell if she wants you to treat her like a gentleman or not. And as Kristalina said, a guy will be as much of a gentleman as a woman requires. And I'll grant you girls, you have the power to turn a guy's head, but you also have the power to turn a guy's heart. All the belly button shirts that are out there, I beg you as a guy not to wear the belly button shirts, because a guy's belly button is very different than a girl's belly button, okay? Like a guy's belly button, for one, it's not that exciting. I mean, there's probably lint coming out, you know? Just being honest, you know, we're in Oakland, and I said that at a high school. I'm like, there's probably lint coming out. I look over, there's a freshman girl over here, and she's like, I'm like, you're checking for lint, aren't you? And she's like, ah! You know, she was mortified. It's pretty funny. But the girl's belly is different, because that area is the womb, and it is priceless. It's a treasure. It's a mystery. So you veil what demands the reverence. On our wedding day, she's going to have a veil because she's dirty. No, but I'm not going to lift the veil and be like, I promise to, you know, you're dirty. You veil the bride because she's priceless. And all the belly button shirts, if you want a guy to think you're special, that you're intelligent, that you're worth respecting, showing us your belly button won't help, because we guys are so visual. And I'll grant you girls, you know, it's so hard as a guy to be pure nowadays with our thoughts. We need your help. Guys don't like to ask for help. You ever drive with a guy who's like lost? I mean, he'll drive to South America before he finds the convenience store, because it's a pride thing. Likewise with purity, but we have to back down. We just say, girls, we need your help on this. It is so hard for us to stay pure. And girls, I know when you go to the stores, it's probably hard to find pure outfits. I know 2 girls in Arizona, I just read this in the newspaper. They show up at the department store to get their prom dress this spring. They show up, and they were just couldn't find anything. So they went home all frustrated, and they wrote a letter to the department store. And they had 1,400 of their friends sign it. All teenage girls signed this petition. And the letter said this, 1,400 girls. It said, look, we are sick of you carrying these dresses that have slits up to our armpits. They said, we are sick of just the low cut, the belly button, the back, everything. They go, why don't you start carrying some dresses that treat us girls with class instead of all this trash? How about leaving something for the imagination, a little mystery, a little modesty? 1,400 girls signed it. They submitted it to the department store, and the manager called back the girls and said, hi, this is Mr. So-and-so from the department store. He said, if you girls are interested, we'd like to hire you as the fashion consultants for teenage design for our department store, so you're in charge of all the fashions that come in. The girls have power in this to shape the way that the whole world looks at women, so tap into that. Now, I mean, I'll put Barbie away for now. Well, sorry, she's okay. She's still smiling. But girls, it's funny lately is we have to do all this traveling, and they've got all this increased airport security, so we have to go through the x-ray machines, right? And in my little laptop case, I have to carry like a Barbie doll. I've got like a blonde wig back here, and you got to go through the x-ray machines, which is really pleasant. And we were going through Chicago. There's this guy sitting there, and we go through the x-ray. I put the bag on it, starts to get sucked through. Here's the guy behind the x-ray. He's like, and he's like, huh? And then he pauses it. His friend's over here doing a little wand x-ray, and he's like, hey, come here. And his friend's like, wait. Comes over, it's like, check it out. He's like, tink, tink, tink. His friend's like, I'm like, okay, back to security. And they press play, comes out, and I'm like, just give me my bag. And I give my Barbie, and I go to grab it, and they're both staring at me. What do you say to them? Do you say, oh, the Barbie, the wig? Yeah, I need that for work. What kind of work do you do, you freak? But they let me on the plane, so that was cool. But girls say, well, Jason, if I can't dress sexy, how am I going to make a guy like me? I mean, can I flirt with boys? And I think it depends what you mean by flirt, because it means different stuff. Like for me, when I was in 2nd grade, if I liked a girl, I'd throw a rock at her. It's just, she's hot, poof, I'm making progress, her welts are going down. But then girls do it different. Like all y'all girls in here flirted like this in the 4th grade. Don't even tell me you didn't. You'd see a cute guy, and you'd be like, oh, he's so cute. And you get with your friends, like, oh, he's so cute, what should we do? And your friend's like, oh, I know. Let's give him a note. Oh, that's good, a note, yes. You rip out a sheet of loose leaf paper, get your crayons, your sparkly markers you girls have. And you're like, oh, do you like my friend Shanae? Yes, no, or maybe. It's like a survey. You give him a crayon. He's got to fill it out. Yeah. Then what happens is you girls got to 7th grade. Got a little more sophisticated with it. You'd see a cute guy in 7th grade, and all you girls would be like, oh, he's so cute. And you get to, oh, he's so cute, what should we do? And your friend's like, oh, I know, let's give him a note. And your friend's like, it's so immature. You're not slow, you're special, you know? And they'd be like, and the other girl would be like, oh, I know. How about when you're leaving class, I'll shove you into him. Oh, that's good, shove me in him, yes. Some of you still doing this? That's okay, that's all right, you know? Just one day at a time. That's fine. You're not slow, you're special. But you guys see the girls hitting each other and laughing? The reason why women think this is so funny is because this is what girls talk about when they go to public bathrooms with 30 of them at a time into the bathroom. They have couches in there. They've got like drawing boards. You shove them into this locker, I'll come around the back. Then what happens is a girl gets to high school. Culture basically tells girls, first day of high school, girls, look, you've got something the guys like, better than notes, better than getting shoved into. You've got your body. You can give it to a guy. Guys will like you more. So the girl begins with this mentality. Okay, let me get this straight. Hooking up and making out with different guys at the party, that's not a big deal. Then she thinks, well, doing this with a guy, it's not a big deal. Doing that with a guy, it's not a big deal. But so long as I technically stay a virgin, I'm being good. Because those girls at school are so much worse than I am, so I'm still being good, and that's not a big deal. And by the time it's said and done, this girl convinces herself that the priceless gift of her body, it's not a big deal. Something starts to die in the girl. I read about this guy, I think he lived in Texas. This dude was sleeping, and his dog started barking. Comes in the backyard, and the dog is there barking at a bush in the backyard. And the guy's like, well, that would be a bush. That's brilliant. Shut up. Go to bed. He goes to sleep. Dog starts barking at the bush again. 15 minutes later, guy gets up. He's all mad. Brought a stick with him into the backyard. Says, come here, Pooch. And smack. And the guy actually beats the dog into submission to shut it up from barking at the bush. Went back to sleep. It's like 2:45 in the morning. Dog starts freaking out, growling at the bush again. The guy threw a fit, cocked a gun, came into the backyard. This guy actually shot and killed the dog in the backyard and went peacefully to sleep. Then what happened is the robber who was hiding in the bushes got out of the bushes, walked over the body of the dead dog, came inside this guy's house, apparently killed him in his sleep, and robbed everything that he owned. And that dog is our conscience. And I've said to my conscience, dude, shut up. Don't remind me I shouldn't be doing this with this girl. Dude, shut up. Don't remind me I should be looking at this. Dude, shut up. And then I kill the voice, do it anyway for the sake of excitement, and I think I'm free. I'm not doing what my parents want. I'm free. And then I think, dude, if I'm so free, why am I so empty afterwards all the time? This is freedom, and it can lead to like a death in a girl. It says, Jason, you've got cute little stories, but look, Jason, you don't get it. Jason, look, I'm not a virgin. Or Jason, I had my virginity taken from me. Or Jason, something bad happened to me when I was a little girl. And what good guy like you're all talking about, as if I really know any, would want a girl like me that's done all the stuff that I've done. Jason, I am damaged goods. It is too late. Once it is gone, and I'm basically unlovable. And the girl just thinks it is simply too late. Well, I will tell you the greatest example of womanhood and purity in my life is a friend of mine back home who slept with more men than I can count. And one day she said, I am tired of this. This girl's life has done a 180. She's settled down, married to a friend of mine that raising the most beautiful family. And I totally look up to this girl. She started over. Kristalina started over. I've started over. Now we're getting married in 11 and a half days. Not that anyone's counting. But with our wedding coming up, we're setting the foundation for our love together. We're doing different things. Like number one, there's no way that we're going to live together before we get married. You know, shack up and cohabitate. You know how some couples live together, they like play house for a little while, test drive each other, then they get married? You ever check out what their divorce rate is in marriage for couples who cohabitate then marry? They have a divorce rate of 80%. 8 out of 10 of them get divorced because they don't know what makes love work. They think you can just test drive each other. So we're not going to shack up. Number two, no way are we going to sleep together before our wedding night. If I had sex with Kristalina tonight, I would be lying to her. My body would be saying, I give myself totally to you. I belong completely to you. Everything that I'm giving is yours. But it'd be a lie. I don't belong to her. I'm not her husband. Even if my intentions were good, the embrace would be a lie. A movie came out a while back called Vanilla Sky, and in it, Tom Cruise sleeps with this girl, and after they have sex, she says to him, she says, your body is making promises to me, even if you won't. And the embrace of sex is that promise. I give myself completely to you. And unless I'm married, it's simply not true. And you might be thinking, okay, Jay, look, I get it. Okay, Jason, you shouldn't use a girl. But Jason, what if it's not like that? What if it's not like every time you get together, you're having sex? What if you really love each other and you totally agree that you're ready for this?